y'all. What's up? Thank you for joining. We're back for our midday pop-in. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see who we have in here. I see Miss Shirley Terry Reba 0616. Thank you guys. We have people still pouring in. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Let's go ahead and get into the show. All right. Pop-ins are just that, honey. We're here and then we're out of here. All right. But everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. Hey, Grandma 504, Wild and Out, Virtue, Lou Taylor, and everybody coming in. Let's jump on in. All right. So I kind of touched on yesterday. Let's put it up. Y'all been so busy today. My God. Hey, KBR. Thanks for being here. Rasheeda Nicole started dating Leangelo Ball while he was with Miss Nikki Baby, who he shares 2 children with. And she proceeded to have a child of her own by Leangelo Ball. I don't know why these girls don't understand. If you're dating, if you see a man who's dating a woman and he will leave his children and leave the mother of his children for you, I mean, what do you think he's going to do to you once you get with him? I think that Rasheeda Nicole kind of thought highly of herself, and she did not understand the rule, the golden rule of taking a man from another woman and then thinking that you won and proceed to talk shit to the other woman and clown her and harass her because you feel you took her man, and then to turn around and have a child by him after he then very quickly was engaged to you. I feel like he played you and he used you as an effort to make, or in an effort rather, to make Miss Nikki Baby jealous, and it worked. But he did spin the block and he did go back to Miss Nikki Baby. We did just see them having Miss Nikki Baby's youngest child, her daughter's birthday. I think she turned a year old, or I think a year or 2 rather. Anyway, but he went back home. He went back home to his family, and he wasn't even there when Rasheeda Nicole had her newest born child, which is barely 6 months old. She said he wasn't there when the child was born, and he still has yet to see their child. So this is what I'm talking about with women. You have to be careful when you brag and be very braggadocious about taking another woman's man, and he bought me a new Range Rover. She was on all of that, and your man is over here. She was laughing and very proud that she snatched a man from his family. But then again, men do what they want to do. You can't really take someone because he's an adult. He should have made the decision to stay with his family. But at the end of the day, you partook rather in the bullshit, if you will. Let's go ahead and get into what she had to say. Shout out to the girls of fighting. Says Rasheeda Nicole claps back at Leangelo Ball after he says that he regrets leaving Miss Nikki Baby and claims that he still hasn't seen their 6-day-old daughter. So she says, I hope y'all see how much of a clown he really is now. Maybe you're just saying it now because he was a clown when he left Miss Nikki Baby. But let's continue. None of it makes sense. He can never take accountability for nothing, and he didn't when he was with Miss Nikki Baby. Says that no one forced a grown man to do anything, just like I can't force him to be a deadbeat. Okay, hashtag deadbeat. So let's get into what she had to say, because you kind of brought this karma upon yourself. But let's entertain it.
When I was with Nikki, right?
When you removed yourself and moved into a different area, what exactly happened?
So why just had some
why? That's what the world wanted.
We was going not agreeing.
This is Leangelo Ball speaking on him leaving Miss Nikki Baby for Rasheeda Nicole, and he's talking trash about her. But you were just in love with her and wanted to marry her a few months ago. Weird.
Being on tight. She wanted me to live in Porter Ranch. I wanted her to live with my just stuff like that. No, grown up.
Okay.
Where we was gonna live, where he was gonna go to school, who gonna watch him when we leaving for work and all. I don't know. We was just talking a whole bunch over, going through it, and then I don't know. If I could redo it, I would. I was I'd have whooped my own ass for real. I'd have stayed there.
That's respect.
You know what I'm saying?
It was just a rat. It just was like.
I told her that though. Nikki called me. I told her straight up. I was tweaking. I ain't got no excuse for that or nothing. But yeah, if I could redo it, I wouldn't do that.
How did the marriage happen? That's what I want to know. No way you was just sitting home one day and y'all was just like, let's just go to the.
I ain't gonna lie, we never talked about this.
It was in a 2-week span, of straight terrible. Though it was in a terrible I had 2 terrible weeks. I don't know how to explain it.
The best time of your life, though.
I was fine. I don't know. Start going south like that. I don't know. I did make some dumb decisions, but I do feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she was like, I pray you die every day. Like, she might have been on some ill shit because I couldn't think for real. And I'm going through the motions with her. It's like, she like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, whatever. All right, cool, whatever. Cool. Yeah, she getting whatever, just doing anything. She like, we gonna get married. We gonna do all this. I'm like,
but how did you end up
doing that?
How did you end up in the courtroom though, brother? Because like
she drove me there. I'm out there about to cry in the whip. That's what I'm saying. No, you feel what I'm saying though? Like I felt disconnected type. Like I'm like, all right. Like I'm telling her, like I don't want to get married. I don't want to do none of this. But then I was like, I'm doing it though, and I did not understand. But I like sat down one day and my eyes started leaking, like like my dripping on the floor. I'm like, hold on. Went upstairs and talked to her. Like, you got to slide. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I just took all the L's on the chin. Tell everybody leave. Clear that out. Side guy go. When I was with Nikki, right?
So he's saying, hey, one day Rasheeda Nicole got up and was like, look, we're gonna get married. I think it's when she found out she first was pregnant with him by him. And she wanted to, I guess, do things the right way. She had a conversation with him, said, hey, we're gonna go and get married. So they did it, and I think they got it annulled or whatever. But he says he quickly realized after he did that, he became very emotional and thinking about, what the hell did I just do? Nikki, I have 2 kids over there with Nikki, and Nikki's over there crying, and Nikki's over there going through it and sitting back watching them on social media every day, celebrating. And then once Rasheeda Nicole announced her baby, that was another slap in the face. But I'll be honest with you, if I was Nikki baby, I would not take his ass back because you went too far. Like, this woman pushed out 2 children for you. You left for this side piece who you barely knew because she was a pretty girl, went over there, knocked her up, and you married her, but then not Miss Nikki. But then Nikki turns around and take you back. After all of that, the embarrassment, and all this stuff was public. This was on social media. So the fact that you allow this man to play in your face, leave you and your 2 children, embarrass the fuck out of you on social media, and then come back and you just let him come back like, oh, nothing happened. Oh, welcome home. You put the welcome mat out, child, and allowed him to come back. And I just feel like he will do it again if the right person come along. I feel like he will leave you again with those 2 kids and have you sitting over there looking stupid again and waiting on him. Now, he hasn't even seen his baby with Rasheeda Nicole. He wasn't there when she gave birth. But this is the person that he is. I feel like he's trash. I'm sorry. I feel like he's trash. But y'all can put in there what y'all think. All right. How you get him is how you lose him. If you're messing with somebody's man and he chooses to leave another woman for you, he's probably going to do the same thing to you as well. And don't let kids get into the equation, because the quickest way to lose a man is to have a child. Okay, that's what women need to understand. Don't think because you're having a baby that he's going to stay with you because of that. Men leave women with kids all the time. We just saw that in this situation. But again, how you get them is how you lose them. Don't be out here on that type of mess thinking that your WAP is so much better than somebody else's, because a hole is a hole. I'm just going to tell you that now. A hole is a hole. And I'm going to leave it at that. I was about to say something else. I had to catch myself. All right, moving right along. Let's get into some more pettiness of these 2 right here, child, 50 Cent and Jarule. I'm about tired of you, 50 Cent. Okay, but we have some news that we got to give you guys on 50 Cent, because he and Jarule are fighting. All right, so Jarule is exposing 50. Lord, shout out to Shade Room. So Jarule says, let me be clear, this ain't about Diddy, that he's already in jail serving time as he should be. This is about this sucker Curtis, all right, which is 50 Cent, acting like he's hip-hop moral savior, going on TV with them tight-ass nasty suits and that big-ass jug head when you're not, or you're no different, rather, allegedly. He says that I wonder when it went wrong. They look so happy together. So now he's found a picture where 50 Cent and Diddy were, I don't know where, and he posted it because, the 2 of them do not fool with each other. 50 made it very much so clear he never wanted to fool with Diddy, especially after Diddy asked him, hey, let me take you shopping. 50 was very offended by that, and he made that very publicly known on the Breakfast Club. But Jarule is taking every opportunity to dig up stuff on 50 to try to embarrass him because he came for him. And this did not work out for him. And I'm going to show you guys here in a second. Let's continue. All right, so Jarule said, I think that I'm going to start doing documentaries, and there's a lot to unpack here, allegedly. All right, hashtag icon Nick Docs, okay. So he said the 50 Cent issues public apology to ex-girlfriend after abuse allegations. So now he's bringing up something that happened in the past about 50 Cent and another female, where it said that 50 Cent may have put hands on this person allegedly. All right, so Jarule, so it said that the mother of 50 Cent's child accused the rapper of trying to burn them to death or unalive rather, after a suspicious fire ripped through their Long Island home early today. Now, this was not today. This was some time ago. So it goes on to say he tried to unalive me and his own child, said Shanika Thompson, who was 31 at the time, said who miraculously survived the suspicious 4 a.m. blaze, which leveled the $2.4 million mansion in Tony Dix Hills. All right. Jarule post was good, sir. Said that we would love to fund this documentary for you and any others. Said that you want to create on Icon.
So I opened the door, and
so shout out to Gene Deal. 50 Cent says, in case you're wondering why these people are saying very, very nasty things about me, says, what are you, stupid? Are you stupid, Miss Piggy? Let's continue.
The dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Jarule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothered him. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano.
So y'all hear what G Deal is saying? He's saying that there was a situation at a hotel where Jarule was in a room, a locked door with Diddy, and there were some noises coming from the room where it sounded like something was going on, sexual to be exact. And Gene Deal was ordered to stand and man the door. No one was to come in or out. But this particular person came to the door and was trying to bum rush their way in, and Gene Deal had to muscle up because during the time, like I said, he was security, but he claims that Jarule was in a room locked up with Diddy. All right.
When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Jarule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked.
Excuse me?
And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, that's my cousin. He know me well. You know, and Puff was like, yo, Jay, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on.
So why would two grown men be running out of a locked room and was ordered by security not to allow anyone in or out? Why is it that Diddy is running out with just a towel and nothing on underneath, and Jarule is said to have been coming out of that same room with nothing underneath, with their butt booty ass naked with just towels on? What could be going on in that room? And then to allude that something extra freaky was going on in that room. I'm telling y'all, Gene Deal know a lot of stories because he was a security for a very long time for Diddy. So he know about FOs probably. He knew about a lot of these rappers, these hardcore rappers, you know, in rooms and doing things that they probably shouldn't have done. But Jarule. All right, so let's go ahead and show this. Then I'm going to show you guys the coup de grace, because baby, y'all gonna learn to leave 50 Cent alone. All right, everybody's upset that he did this documentary. So the hell what? It was very, very good. All right. So 50 Cent's bankruptcy case reopened to consider abuse allegations as of June 10th of 2025. Jarule is bringing this up, and this was probably a bad idea. And we'll show you guys here in a second why. He says, so another one says that we need justice for all these women. Now you act like you care about justice for these women. Why did we hear about this before the damn documentary? I feel like this is a get back. He said, let's not be selective with our outrage when it comes to AV users. People are scared to speak out on Curtis, so I will. Hashtag no different. Hashtag AV user. Now, if you support 50 Cent, you support DV. All right. Hashtag icon. Hashtag icon iDocs. Okay. Let's get into it. So he shows this. This looks like some type of case or something that's against 50 Cent. From it says Supreme Court of State of New York, County of New York, Jahira Rodriguez. It sounds like someone who used to deal with 50 Cent. This was filed 2/28 of 2025 at 4:33 p.m. So that's this year, the beginning of the year to be exact. This looks like a legit document. Okay. Okay, so against Curtis Jackson, which is 50 Cent. It goes on to say, the above named defendant, please take notice that you are hereby summoned to appear in this action by serving a notice of appearance on the plaintiff at the address set forth below, and to do so within 20 days after the service of this summons, not counting the day of service itself, or within 30 days after service is complete if the summons is not delivered personally to you within the state of New York. You are hereby notified that should you fail to answer or appear, a judgment will be entered against you by default for the relief demanded below. All right. So it says dated New York, February 28th of 2025. Slater, Schumann, LLP, and then it goes into attorneys. It gives the address for all of that. So this looks like a legit document from some woman who was suing 50 Cent. I'm alleging from some type of ABU situation that she's seeking some type of monetary gain from this lawsuit against him, from maybe he put hands on her or something. I'm not sure. But Jarule decided to bring this out and pull the court document. All right. So let's get into what 50 Cent has just announced today. Because chow. I keep telling y'all, leave 50 alone. Okay? Y'all ready for this? Boom. Next documentary is set to drop in May on Netflix, called The Fall of Jarule, the beef that ended an era. Bitch. So Jarule was saying he's trying to get a documentary together. 50 Cent, who has his own production company, has already put a date out. So this must have been something he's been already working on. You know, he and Jarule don't like each other. They have not liked each other for quite some time. But 50 has now dropped whenever this documentary is supposed to drop. Executive produced by 50 Cent, The Fall of Jarule, the beef that ended an era, which will be on Netflix, the same platform that Diddy's documentary has been released as of a few weeks ago, and it's still number one after almost 2 weeks. Almost 2-3 weeks now. It's still number one. So Jarule, I don't know what's in this documentary, but I will be watching, and just hope that you don't have no shit in there. And what we just saw, what Gene Deal had to say, I'm pretty sure 50 Cent probably got the deets on that, and he's probably going to give every single solitary detail where you were walking around with your birthday suit on and a whole towel in a room locked up with Diddy, in there oohing and ahhing, and it's murder, okay, and probably some of that shit too. I'm excited. Yeah, I keep telling y'all, leave 50 alone. Leave 50 alone. So we have a new documentary coming out on Netflix in May about Jarule. Shout out to 50, okay? I love it, child. See, you got to beat him to the punch. That's just how he works, okay? All right, moving right along. Tami Rivera, I like her. Y'all know she was married to Waka Flocka. She sat down with Carlos King to do an interview. I have to go and listen to the complete interview. We will watch the trailer in terms of what she will be talking about in the interview. So if you guys want to watch it, I know y'all don't like to support anything that Carlos King does, and that's understandable. But I am interested in what she has to say. I love stuff like this. Interviews, documentaries, what happens in people's lives. I love it because I am a fan of Tami Rivera. She does have a new man now. She just purchased this new huge lavish home. She appears to be happy. She and Waka have divorced, and she's moved on with her life because he could not be faithful to her. She's focusing on her music and other things that she has going on. Let's get into it. She looks happy. She looks radiant. I love it. So let's get into the things that she talked about in this interview with Carlos King. I'm gonna have to listen to it while I'm working after this live because I'm interested in what she shares. All right, let's get into it. Carlos King exclusively chats with Tami Rivera, which we know her as Charlie's Angel on Instagram, as she opens up about finding peace after her divorce, being a DV survivor, her new relationship, career, and more. All right. So, of course, I know you can go watch it on Carlos King's, Reality King, or the Carlos King, I think it's on. And see what you like about it. So let's go ahead and get into what she'll be talking about.
After a while, when you go through so much stuff, you lose respect for a person. I didn't want that to be us. So I gracefully bowed out. Love you. I'm not in love with you no more. I don't want to be cheating. I don't want to cheat on you. I don't want to, I'd rather just leave.
Tami Rivera!
Thank you for having me. Growing up, I feel like in Baltimore, everybody's mama got high. So if you was talking like, oh, your mama get like, my mom get high too. It's like normal. It was rough. I watched my uncle get killed in front of me, like when I was on my 12th birthday, broad daylight. Like my mom would come in the room and she would probably be high and she'd be like, here, you want something from the store? And I'd be like, no, I don't want anything. Just take it before I smoke it up. I got pregnant by my high school sweetheart. I call him sperm donor. And then I was with someone who was verbally and physically abusive.
When did the physical abuse start?
I say 10th grade year. I wore glasses and I was like kind of rocking that black eye proudly like a damn fool.
What is your relationship like now with Charlie's dad?
He told her one day, oh, you look at you trying to dress like a thought like your mom. Keep dressing like that. Someone gonna touch you like they touched your mom when she was younger.
Wow.
And it might be Walker. And my daughter was devastated.
How did you meet Walker?
Just followed me throughout the whole Ocean Drive. Like literally, he's following me and it was like a whole people following him. And he was like, I'm going where you going. I'm like, you're not going, I'm going. And then some girls start throwing stuff at us. There was kids. He said, this is my girlfriend. I'm like, no, I'm not. You about to get me beat up out here. Like, I'm not trying to get jumped in Miami. What the fuck?
Well, you met his mother, honey.
Ooh.
The iconic Miss Deb Antony.
Yes.
Were you intimidated?
Deb is so strong-headed and so am I. There was a time when we bumped heads and we didn't talk for probably like 3 years.
What? Was the final straw for you just like the cheating thing?
The marriage was so strained from past stuff. You know, like you have to heal. I wasn't healed. So I chose to stay and the outcome of me staying changed me. So now when he's changed for the better, I'm a bitch. So I forgave, but I didn't realize that I was still resenting him for things.
I moved on. You have a new boo.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you found the one?
There is not enough money in the world that can make me leave this man. I could find a richer man, but I could not find the morals and rich in spirit I have now. Like, it's nothing that I would replace him with.
Why do you think a lot of people are surprised that you and Walker never decided to have a kid together?
You know,
Nicki Minaj recently spoke at the UN, and you left a comment under the post where you talked about, you know, the allegations of what was going on. And a lot of people thought you were attacking Nicki Minaj for speaking out.
I think
I'm watching. So I'm not a huge fan of Carlos King, but I got to give it to him. When he do these interviews, he do ask the right questions. When he does these interviews, he asks the right questions with the people that sit down with him. He get into like the nitty gritty of everything that the fans that are watching want to hear. So shout out to him for that at least. But other than that, I have nothing else for Carlos. But shout out to him for snagging this interview with Tami Rivera, because I'm sure she has a lot to talk about now that she is moved on, that she has moved on rather from Waka Flocka. I did see where he most recently was begging her to come back, saying he misses her. And she was like, nigga, please. Like, I am in a space where I'm happy. This new nigga that I'm with now gives me all of the things and he fine too. So I was like, oh, that's a whole level up for you, sis. Okay. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. I'm going to have to watch this interview, like I said, after I get off live, just to see what it is that she's sharing, because he's asking the good questions. Moving right along, this right here just really set my heart on fire. When I saw this, I said, oh my God, I am about to get my entire and complete life. If you were not a fan of these girls, I don't know what to tell you about yourself. But Danity Kane has reunited and they are going on tour. Now, I am not happy that all the girls are not there. We are missing someone, okay? We are missing. Okay, so let me tell you who we have first. If you guys are Danity Kane lovers, then you guys know that these girls were it. Number one, everything. Danity Kane was the shit back in the day with Day 26, but they have reunited. Not all of the girls. Shannon is not there, and neither is Dawn. Okay, Shannon and Dawn are not there. Okay, Shannon is married. Shannon has children, so I don't think she wants to go back through the whole touring and being away from her husband and all of that like she was when she was on the show making the band. So she's decided not to join the girls back. But Dawn, you know, Dawn has gone solo. Her music is doing so well by herself. You guys know she was also in Dirty Money, which they're not doing anything. Obviously, Diddy is locked up, and she does not have a relationship with Kalina anymore, who was the other part of the other third of Dirty Money. So it's just these three, okay? Andrea, D Woods, and Aubrey. So they're going on tour. They sound pretty good, just the three of them, but you could tell there's a missing link. I feel like they need the other members, okay? At least if they can get Dawn. If they can get Dawn, I feel like I can get my total and complete life. Shannon, I understand, okay? Shannon did bring a dynamic, but Shannon is not trying to leave her kids and her husband, so respect, all right? Andrea is married as well, but she has decided to come back. So y'all know this Andrea, and that's D Woods at the top. And of course, y'all know that's Aubrey, who was kicked out of the group because she would not have FOs and sleep with Diddy. But what do y'all think about that? Y'all used to love them. Me too. I still love them. I was just like, oh, and I hated when Diddy disbanded the group. And it was for his own personal reasons. But yeah, so they're back. It still sound good. You got the moves. Okay, so yeah, that's all we can play, child. Because y'all know YouTube be like, bitch, I done told you. All right, so that I don't have to edit this video, you guys can go over on Neighborhood Talk and you guys can watch it at your leisure. The girls are still out here girling, honey. They're on the stage, still with the moves. They're still singing down. They still sound good. They look great. I'm here for it. Okay, I really think they should team up with Day 26 to kind of push their show a little bit, since they are more recognized with being with them on the show. It will only make their tour even more exciting. Day 26 is also on tour because I follow them. Okay. Yes, and Rob, I do follow Rob, and I'll be talking to Rob from Day 26 on Instagram as well, and he do reply. So shout out to that. But yeah, so I do think they should all go on tour, because that would only make their tour a lot more exciting, because they still have fans who miss them and want to see them perform again. So shout out to them. I'm happy. All right, moving right along. So the Danny Kane, thank you for your patience. Andrea Aubrey and D Woods, can't wait to see you on tour. So that's great for them. They about to get a coin, honey. All right, I know D Woods is happy because she cried, child, on the little documentary that I saw, where she was saying that that's all she's ever wanted to do her entire life was sing and perform, and Diddy just kind of fucked it up for everybody. So shout out to her for being back on tour, singing and doing all the things she enjoyed doing. All right, let's get into the next topic. How many more got? Two more after this one. All right, so let's get into it. As you guys know, it was alleged that Tamar's brother, okay, Michael Jr., was the person who was inappropriately touching her, allegedly. Hence the reason why he was sending out all these damn cease and desist for his daughter, one, so that she could not talk about things that happened to her in the home, and two, so that Tamar could not talk about things and or mention him. As you guys know, Tamar did mention that she was inappropriately touched and molested, if you will, by someone very, very close in her family who she trusted. At one point, people were trying to think it was the daddy, but I said, nah, I don't think it was him. But then we started looking at his brother, being that he's acting so weird. And then when I heard that he was doing all these damn cease and desist, I said, ha, it might be you, brother. Okay. And the way he was doing his daughter as well. So Ashley Braxton, if you will. So let's get into this Braxton family values information. Okay, so it goes on to say the brother clearly has some things that he doesn't want out, considering he's the one who hired the lawyer and sent Tamar a cease and desist, then turned around and sent multiple cease and desist to his own daughter, Ashley. Now said that Tamar and him have never been close. I can believe that. Now, why would one not be close like that with their sibling who they grew up in the house with, who they've known their entire life? He's their only brother. So, you know, of course, you know, sisters and siblings fall out, but why would there be a wedge in there? Because you know, when you're siblings, you also friends with your siblings as well. All right, me and my siblings, we argue, but I would not trade them for anything in the world. I know if anything were to ever happen, all I gotta do is pick up the phone and boom, they right there. All right, but so Tamar and him have never been close, and now that she's spoken publicly about being abused, you know, sexually abused by family members on both sides. Okay, so that's probably why Tamar is the way she is, because she went through a very tumultuous time in her life as a young girl. People can't help but wonder what really happened behind the scenes. So it says that the part that's raising eyebrows is why he's trying so hard to silence his daughter from speaking on her own pain in her story and her experience. Now, it was said that his daughter Ashley was engaging in some very inappropriate conversations with Gabe, who was Trina's now deceased husband, who passed away from pancreatic cancer some years ago. All right. Now, I feel like usually when girls are sexually active very young, sometimes, if not most, it's because they were introduced to that by probably maybe someone who violated them in some type of way, or someone was touchy-feely with them, a family member, brother, cousin, whoever the case may be. All right. And that kind of situation just kind of stays with them, and it kind of grows into something else to where they become very active, sexually active, and they want it all the time. Y'all know how fast girls are when they start very, very early. All right. Y'all know it starts with a touch and then it goes from there. But it says that the part that's raising eyebrows, like I said, is why he's trying so hard to silence his daughter from speaking on her own pain, her story, her experience. They said that there's more that he's tried to the more that he tries to shut everyone up, the more suspicious it looks, because you can't legally silence the truth forever. That's true. That's true. He is filing these cease and desist left and right to keep Tamar as well as his daughter Ashley from speaking. The question has always been, why is he so adamant about them not talking about him, and what is it that he is trying to protect? Okay, it was rumors that he was abusive towards his other daughter, who wound up having a drug overdose, who's no longer here as well, who was the sister of Ashley Braxton, who has the cease and desist on her. She's been trying to speak out, but Tamar did have her come on the show, the Braxtons, this season, and she's been speaking out, but she's not really been mentioning her father's name. She'll speak indirectly about him, but you can tell that there's some deep hurt and there's some things that happened to her, and I think Gabe may have done some things to her as well. So it sounds like she may have been violated, not just by Gabe, but also by the father, and he did not protect her and probably blamed her for Gabe being sexually interested in her. Y'all know sometimes that happens. You go to your family, say, hey, mom or dad, this person touched me inappropriately or whatever. Sometimes they'll blame you for being too fast, or what were you doing? Why were you over there? Versus checking the adult or the person, the responsible party for being in said act with a child. She was 16. She was a child. I don't give a damn if he did say something explicit to her. And even if she says something back, you check the adult, because why is he engaging in that type of conversation with her in the first damn place? And then the fact that Trina Braxton, when she found out about the shit, she blamed her niece, and she told her niece pretty much, you can't come back over here no more. And she didn't really have a relationship with her anymore. And it's like the family blamed her, to where this poor girl had to move outside of the country because she did not feel supported in any way, shape, or form. And it was only to protect the ones that they felt were the most popular in the family. Gabe was on the show. Gabe was bringing in money. Trina was not about to let her husband go, because by this time he had moved in and became a father to her children, who she had from a previous relationship and or marriage. So she was not going to let her golden goose go and her means of financial support, even though he was out even cheating on her. So what do you guys think about that situation? I always said that it was something weird about Michael Braxton Jr. Even when he's on the show, he seems very standoffish. He talks in a very monotone. He acts very nervous to be around the girls, the sisters, especially Tamar. And now I see why. It gives that he may have been the one that was the touchy-feely brother or person in the family that may have ruined Tamar Braxton into being the person that she is now. So outspoken, because she wasn't heard as a child when she was trying to maybe speak out about the things that she was going through. And now it's no wonder that she's so fucking loud and always so overly dramatic now, because it's like, I didn't get attention when I was a kid, and now that I'm an adult and all these things happen to me, I'm gonna make up for lost time. That's what it gives. But prayers up, child. I'm never going to blame someone who was sexually violated, because it's never their fault. But I do feel like this motherfucker right here, when my mouse is moving, he definitely needs some accountability. And I feel like he thinks that he can use the law, because he is a male nurse. He feels like he can use the law to silence people so that he don't get exposed. And you know how abusers, whether it's sexually or domestic, they do not like to be exposed. It gives that he has a little bit of narcissism, just like his father and his mother. Okay, he got it both ways, father and mother. Miss Evelyn is a whole narc, honey, and so is the father. But this person right here, there's something that's deep that lies underneath. There's an underlying issue with this brother right here, and I feel like this persona that he displays whenever he's on TV and when we see him in different places, I don't think that's the person who he really is. I think that he is a very sadistic, sneaky, controlling individual who could be dangerous if you allow him to be. So prayers up for Ashley Braxton. I really hope that she gets a chance to tell her story. Maybe do a book. Okay, after this cease and desist run out, child, go and hurry up and get you a book. Matter of fact, be working on this book, and as soon as that damn cease and desist let up, baby, go and release your book and tell your story, because that's what abusers don't like. Is for people to be able to talk about their experience and get that healing, because then it takes your power back, right? So yeah. That go for anybody. If you've ever been abused in any way, shape, or form, get your power back. And the way that you do that is to speak out, because you don't know who you're helping. There's so many women out there who've been sexually assaulted or domestically abused. And when you sit on your secret, yes, it's embarrassing, but you will be surprised how much freer you feel when you talk about it, and how much you will help pull somebody else out of that situation that they're dealing with just like you. Okay, we're here to help each other. We are our brothers and sisters keepers. I mean, that's your ministry, is to let someone else know what it is that you've been through and how they got out of it, or how you got out of it, so that they too can do the same thing and be free. Okay, because that's a lot to carry, especially as a child. Let's move along. All right, so I'm telling you guys this morning about Usher being in a situation where he grew up in the same home with Diddy, where he saw a lot of things that he should not have seen as a child. He was very, very young when he moved in with Diddy, so that he could go through what they call Diddy's flavor camp. I was telling you guys about how it was alleged that Diddy molested Usher when he was very, very young, and his mother had to come and get him from New York because, of course, he had to be hospitalized for some type of anal tear that he experienced doing some very alleged to have been a part of, and Diddy had him hanging out in gay clubs as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Shout out to Celebrity Word. Okay, because anytime I tell you something, I have to spin the block and show you guys the proof, because some of y'all be like, dash cap. But we don't do that over here, right? We do not cap. So anything that I talk about, I can always spin the block and show you the receipts. Here we are. Shout out to Celebrity Word. All right, I'm about to say neighborhood talk. Shout out to Celebrity Word. Let's go. Usher's mom reveals how Diddy put Usher in the hospital. Usher's mom wanted to sue. All right. I hear there was a substantial amount of money that Bad Boy / Diddy paid the mother for her silence, and to allow Usher to then be not groomed, but to be mentored and or produced by Jermaine Dupri. Okay, so let's continue, because his mother got him the fuck away from Bad Boy when this happened. Let's go.
I was assertive. Okay, I did my homework. You know, the industry that he wanted, you know, as a single parent, it was very difficult at first, but it was his dream, you know, so I had to really do my homework. And that's how I nurtured that career is, you know, I found the right people to associate with.
But she also admitted that she didn't know much about Diddy at the time when Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, but she gave him to Diddy as a mentor, and Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy. What Usher's mom said was that when Usher hit puberty, he basically lost his voice, and record labels no longer wanted anything to do with him. And Diddy, who was with him when the record label wanted to drop him, said he would take him, and that Usher's mom just had to trust him. So she trusted him. And Diddy being Diddy, he totally took advantage of Usher, allegedly. In fact, according to sources, Diddy is even the one who turned Usher, but not because Usher wanted to, and stories have been told about some of Usher's skeletons as well since the Flavor Camp days. For instance, there was a time when he went to a gay club after some Broadway shows, and according to someone who also went to the club, everyone was in Usher's dressing room drinking champagne when someone came up with the idea that they should go to a club. That's when, the source claimed, the group went to a popular gay nightclub, saying, "We weren't looking for a gay club, it just happened. I mean, most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew." The source then said there were half-naked men everywhere, and Usher didn't seem to mind, adding, "Usher was talking all up in this guy's face. I thought the two of them were going to start kissing. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, but then I thought, this is Chelsea, so anything goes." About 20 minutes after we got there, a crowd started to form around Usher, and we decided that it was time to leave. We all had a lot of fun, though. I know he did. When it comes to the skeletons, Usher was also accused of spreading an STI by 2 women and a man. There's a woman named Quantasia Sharton, along with a Jane Doe, and
I do remember when this happened, because he quietly paid these particular lawsuits off to make them go away, and we haven't heard anything else about it. I do think that some NDAs were signed so that they could never ever speak of this again, because we all know Usher is about image. For this to continuously be talked about, it could have ruined him, because he is a sex symbol in the industry. So no one wants to be looking at their favorite sex symbol as someone who is out here handing out STDs and herpes. But let's continue.
and John Doe, who sued Usher, claiming they all hooked up with Usher, and they all said he risked their health by not telling them about his alleged diagnosis, and were seeking unspecified damages. Of course, there's also the John Doe who claimed he spent the night with Usher at a Koreatown spa in Los Angeles, and also got infected. Baby, these lawsuits were swept under the rug, and there were even reports that Usher paid $1 million for it to go away. And the rumor mill is saying that this is the same diagnosis that landed Usher in a hospital courtesy of Diddy. And it's that incident that apparently pushed Usher's mom to sue. But there are people who still say to date that they don't believe that Usher's mom didn't know what was going on before that incident.
I was assertive.
Yeah, think about it. I do remember, and that's Googleable. You can go and Google where the young woman sued, well, it was two young women and a guy that sued Usher for passing them some type of STD. And everybody was saying, I remember with the young woman who was kind of heavy, a lot of women was like, girl, fuck out of here. You did not mess with no damn Usher. But she saw him at one of his shows, and she's saying that after his show, he invited her backstage, and that she gave him fellatio backstage. And a while after that, she started noticing outbreaks and things like that. She went to the doctor and was tested, and she said that they told her she had herpes. And she charged it back to him. Obviously, whenever you accuse someone of having something, of course, they have to be tested as well. And long story short, he wound up having to pay a substantial amount of money to her, and not just to her, to someone else. Again, I feel that they had to sign some type of NDA because, like I said, Usher is a star. Usher is, this SEX symbol. Usher is a very high profile type of celebrity. So he don't want his reputation to be ruined by many different women coming out and spoiling his what he's trying to do in terms of touring, in terms of making, that's how he makes his money. So if his image is ruined, then he can't make money. So I do feel like he protected himself through his attorneys, of course, by making these said women that claim they were infected rather by him to sign NDAs in order to receive whatever payout they were being issued. One of the women did get like $1 million. Another woman got a little bit more than that. I'm not sure what the young man said he received, but these are stories that are legit. Again, you can go Google it. It's out there. What do y'all think about this? Yeah, let's move on. I want to show you guys that that's exactly what happened. So let's get into it. TD Jakes. TD Jakes sits down with rapper Young Jeezy. And TD Jakes asked Jeezy what he learned from his marriage to Jeannie Mai. And let's get into that. All right. We really haven't heard Jeezy talking about his marriage. He's just really been trying to get the hell away from Jeannie. He wanted her to get her shit out of his house, the whole nine. She was very bitter when their marriage did not work out anymore. Since then, it was said that Jeezy did get custody of their daughter. And I told you guys, you got to be a trash ass mama for a nigga to come through and take custody of your child. I'm not sure how Jeezy did it when he didn't really give a damn about his other kids, because his other baby mama was like, this nigga do not take care of his kids, and neither does he pay child support. He don't pay child support either. So why he was so fixated on getting Jeannie Mai's daughter, I don't know. But let's get into what he has to say to TD Jakes. All right, so shout out to It's On Site. It says that when TD Jakes asked Jeezy what he learned from his marriage to Jeannie Mai after the divorce, he said the biggest takeaway was realizing that he was a great husband. Okay, boy. All right, let's go.
What did you learn from it?
I learned I was a great husband. I can't.
Okay.
I got a beautiful daughter out of a situation, so there's no regrets there. But I learned a lot about myself. I learned that there's things that I continue to work on. I learned about, my preferences for things, the type of space that I need, the type of moments that I need to decompress about certain things, and this just unselfish nature, that I was selfish in my prior life. And I think just going forward in life, it just taught me how to give someone else grace and actually listen to understand rather than just to listen to reply.
Yeah.
Because when you're sharing a life with somebody, it's almost like you don't become one, but this is a partnership, right? And so for me, it's almost like I've never experienced anything like that, just coming from where I came from. So I never had to share.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I never had to compromise in a way. So I just think it taught me a lot about what compromising was like, and then things that
you know, I can just work on as a person. You know, it's a mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a mirror. It's a mirror. It's a reflection. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a funny thing. If you go deaf, eventually you won't speak clearly. To me, you can't speak right if you can't listen right. Mm. So the correlation between the ear and the mouth is so connected that the speech clears when the ears open. So when I ask you, what did you learn from it? I'm asking you, are you listening? And and as you listen, that should change who you marry, if you marry again, how you communicate, your music, every aspect of your life. Is like blood. It doesn't stay in one spot. It goes everywhere. Right. So wisdom is the same way. It goes everywhere. And I think everything that makes you better makes you wiser. What did you learn from it?
I learned I was a great husband.
What do y'all think? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that Jeezy and Jeannie should have gotten married. I think they should have just dated and fucked. I'm sorry. And I don't mean to be so raw. I just think that sometimes I think that people get clouded by maybe getting good D. Maybe that's what it was. Or maybe she was just enamored with who he was as a person and all the clout and attention that she got by going public with saying that she was dating Jeezy. He's always been a trash ass individual. According to his other baby mamas, he's never been there to take care of his kids. He was a street nigga. He was pushing weight at some point, probably still is. But I don't know what it was that Jeannie saw in him per se to want to leave her husband and say, oh, I'm just going to start dating black men. And I'm going to turn around and marry this person. And they had a beautiful wedding. They did not date that long and they weren't married that long either. But I don't feel like Jeezy was as committed to the situation. I feel like they came from two different worlds. And I don't think that he was happy with how things transpired between the two of them, because Jeannie and her culture is everybody move in the house with the family. Once the daughter gets married, everybody move in. So her mother moved in. She and Jeezy's home. Her brother moved in. Her father moved in. I think it was another relative as well. And that's something that Jeezy was saying. He said, hey, when I come off the road, bitch, I don't want all these people here. I want a quiet home. I don't want to be walking past people. I want to walk around in my boxers. It's mad weird for mama to be here, daddy might to be here, brother might to be here. Like, it's just too much going on. So I feel like their cultures just did not mesh in terms of, and see, these are things that you learn when you're dating a person, what their culture is and how they live. I already said before, I feel like Jeannie was over there making damn collard green egg rolls and shit, and chitlin egg rolls and all types of shit that he just was not into in order to try to blend their lives and their relationship. And it just did not work. She did things the way she was brought up to do things, and Jeezy grew up from the hood. So again, they weren't able to combine their worlds, and they weren't able to become compatible and be one, because his mindset was somewhere else. He was still living he was still mentally in the streets, and she was trying to settle down and be a wife and live in his world as well. She started dressing like she was hood. She was kind of like J-Lo when J-Lo started dating Diddy, where she was wearing the bandanas on her head. We was like, who the fuck is this? Like, we've never seen you dressed like this. Every time we saw J-Lo, she was dressed all eloquently. But then when she started dating Diddy, she felt like she needed to, I guess, transform into this other person and start wearing these bandanas like she was a blood or a crip or somebody. I was just like, this is so fake. But I feel like Jeannie tried to do the same thing. It didn't work. They just grew apart in a very short time, and she hurried up and had a baby to secure the bag, which most girls do. And it just didn't work out. So I'm happy that they're able to somewhat co-parent now, because it still seems like there's tension between them. Y'all know not too long ago, we did talk about how Jeannie called the police on Jeezy to say, hey, he's not giving me my things. But you can't move out from a home and leave your shit there for 6 to 8 months and think that it's going to still be there. She was mad because she was saying rats ate through boxes and stuff and was and eating on her Grammys and stuff. Well, you should have took that shit with you. It's not his responsibility. He could have chosen to sue you for storage fees, because that's just how that works. It's not his responsibility for you to leave your things in his house if it's understood y'all are not going to be together anymore and you're moving out. Take all of your shit. Don't come back and get a box today, a sock tomorrow, a lamp next week. You know, it was stuff like that, and she was using it, I feel like, as a way to be able to come in and out of his life when she felt like it. Okay, she was, oh, he has pals laying around. He was doing that when you were with him. So why are you calling the police and making a big deal out of something that you became comfortable with when you became his wife and or girlfriend? So now all of a sudden, because he don't want to be with you no more, it's just this huge issue that this, rapper who we all know they all carry pow. So now why is this something that you bringing up? And then she said she didn't understand the prenup whenever she signed it. She was trying to challenge that. Anything to hold up the divorce and the two of them moving their separate ways. But I'm glad that they have their divorce now. They're trying to co-parent. It was a hot ass mess. So he feels like he was a great husband. As long as you feel like it, Jeezy. Okay. I feel like the both of them were guilty in terms of why their marriage did not work, but I don't feel like they should have ever gotten married. Some people you should just date and keep it moving. Marriage, no. Everybody's not marriage material, right? But y'all put in there what y'all think, child. That's just my interpretation. Okay. It's just opinions. Let's move along. Is that my last topic? Yeah, it is. Okay, great, because I gotta go anyway. Thank you guys for being here. I will be back again. I gotta catch up because y'all, yesterday I only got to do one video because I was out having a good time with content creators. All right. But thank you guys again for joining. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to cut your notifications on so you guys will know when I go live. I'll be popping in and out today. I'm trying to multitask and get some work done as well as get videos out. I'm working hard today. All right. Shout out to the 171 watching. Love you guys down. Thank you so much to my top flight mods for doing an awesome job. Thank you, True TV Podcast Tower, KBR, Sweet Esther, Scorpion, Miss, and Rose Armstead. All the content creators that joined the chat today to support as well. Of course, my Caramelians. Y'all know I love y'all down. Like the video, please. Until the next video. Bye.